Every week, thousands of people ask the internet what SaaS business they should start. And the strange part is that the answers are already written down. They're sitting in Reddit threads, in one-star reviews, in the replies under YouTube videos, posted by people describing a problem they would pay to make go away. So today I'm going to show you 5 SaaS ideas for 2026 that came out of tens of thousands of real Reddit comments, plus the exact workflow that found them, so you can run the same thing tonight and find your own. The whole thing runs on one prompt inside Claude Code, and you'll find that prompt in the first link of the description. It tells Claude to research SaaS ideas for you, and it leans on 2 MCP servers to do it, AdlyCO and Idea Browser. Before you run it, switch Claude Code into ultra-code mode. That turns on workflows, which means Claude stops doing everything in one thread and starts delegating. One agent mines Reddit, another checks ideas against your profile, another writes the spec, and they all run at the same time. You'll see why that matters in a minute. Now the first MCP is AdlyCO, and it handles the part most people skip, actually reading the market. Point it at a niche, and it pulls real customer comments from across the internet. Reddit threads, YouTube comments, Amazon reviews, the app stores, product pages. And so the reason all that matters is language. When someone describes a pain in their own words, they hand you the product that fixes it, and the sentence they use often becomes the headline on your landing page. Because it ships as an MCP server, Claude drives it from inside the session, and the research lands in the same place the ideas get built. The second MCP is Idea Browser, and it does 2 jobs here. It gives the agents a library of researched SaaS ideas to check new finds against. And once you fill in your profile, it filters everything through you. If an idea needs a sales team or an ad budget you do not have, it drops. What survives is a shortlist that actually fits. Now the part that makes this feel unfair, because ultracode is on, the prompt fans out into scout agents split by audience, SMBs, founders, agencies, freelancers, e-commerce stores, trades, local businesses, and back office teams. Each scout mines its own corner of Reddit through AdlyCO, hunting for pains that repeat. Then a second wave takes over, the strongest candidates are deepened, validated against real demand in the threads, checked against competitors, and specced into an MVP document. And because every agent returns structured output, the final merge reads like one researcher wrote it. What comes out the other end is a synthesis you can store in Idea Browser and build a site from, with every claim tied back to comments real people actually wrote. So let's get into the ideas. Number 1. Adly, an AI teammate for your ad accounts that lives in Slack. It watches your Google and Meta ads, pauses the losers, shifts budget to the winners, and reports back where your team already talks. The pain underneath it showed up over and over in the research, marketers and owners bouncing between ad managers just to work out what happened yesterday. So the wedge is simply that nobody has to log into 3 dashboards anymore. Are there already competitors? Yes. And that's the validation. If people already pay to solve a problem, the demand question is answered, and your job shrinks to positioning, meaning a sharper angle for a specific kind of buyer. And when you want to charge more later, train the agent on real media buying playbooks. Because expert judgment sitting inside Slack is worth more than another dashboard. Here's a detail worth pausing on. The same prompt that found the idea also drafts the launch assets, an MVP spec, a waitlist page with pricing on it, and even a lead magnet. Which means you don't wait for a finished product to start collecting interest. You build the waitlist from the same threads that proved the pain, and when you launch, you already have the words, the channel, and the people. The research becomes the marketing. Number 2. ChurnLens recovers revenue you're already losing to failed payments on Stripe. Every subscription business sees a slice of charges quietly fail each month, and that money was already earned. The card just didn't go through. The lead magnet here writes itself, connect Stripe read-only, and ChurnLens shows you one number. What failed payments cost you in the last 90 days, net of what Stripe already recovered on its own. If the number hurts, the user signs up because the value is money they thought was gone. The mockup the workflow generated even shows a recoverable share around 65%, so price it as an outcome. Charge a percentage of what you actually recover, maybe 20%. Because when the invoice is tied to money you brought back, nobody argues with it. Number 3 follows a trend worth watching all through 2026, taking a tool category that already exists and rebuilding it MCP first. The precedent is Posties, a social scheduling tool that grew extremely fast on exactly this move. Wrapping scheduling in an MCP so any AI agent can run your accounts. OnlySend does the same thing to email marketing. Connect Claude, ChatGPT, or Cursor to its MCP and tell your agent to run the campaign. It drafts the copy, segments the list, and sends everything from your own domain, and the homepage can literally be one copyable command. The agent becomes the interface. Why does this work? Because the incumbents are expensive, slow, and manual, while the functionality itself is a solved problem. These tools sit next to the incumbent stack and let an agent drive. And the honest note is that deliverability and compliance are the real work, so build those first. If this research-first way of building is your thing, subscribe, because this channel is where we turn real customer language into products, angles, and ads. That's Number 4. InvoiceChaser gets freelancers and small studios paid without anyone writing the awkward follow-up email. The research is full of small businesses chasing overdue invoices out of a spreadsheet, and the tools that exist send reminders from their own domain instead of yours. That difference is the whole product. A reminder from an Oracle address is easy to ignore, while a reminder from you in your voice at the right interval gets answered. Will anyone pay a fortune for this? No. And that's fine, because this one is a wedge. Some of the best SaaS businesses start as one small tool that earns real paying customers. And that customer list is what funds the second feature, then the third, and eventually the products you can genuinely charge for. And number 5. ThruLine, a form tool that reads the answers for you. Look at the workflow people run today. Select responses in Google Forms, download the CSV, paste it into Claude, and ask for the themes. ThruLine collapses that whole loop. You build the form with AI in seconds, share one link, and it reads every response, ranks the themes by how often they came up, pins the exact quotes underneath each one, and tells you what to do next. Google Forms hands you a CSV, and ThruLine hands you a decision. Sell it where the response volume makes manual reading genuinely painful, so mid-sized businesses end up, and with an API on the responses, the feedback flows straight into whatever runs your roadmap instead of into a folder nobody reopens. So that's the batch. 5 SaaS ideas pulled out of tens of thousands of real comments and the workflow that found them sitting in the description waiting for you. Grab the prompt, connect the @SEO MCP inside Claude, point it at a niche you actually care about, and see whether the comments back your idea up before you write a line of code. The ideas are in the threads right now, written by the people who will become your first customers. It takes work. But you said you wanted to build something people would actually pay for, so go read your market.